everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. My name is Atet and you're tuned into Life with Atet, and here I talk all things nursing and lifestyle related. I almost forgot, you guys, I'm still working on that intro. But yes, here I talk everything nursing and lifestyle related. Monday are my nursing uploads and Friday are my lifestyle uploads. And yeah, I really appreciate you being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And today's video, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I always say that, but you know I can easily go on a rant, so let's get into it. Today's topic is how to detox from a toxic shift, because no matter how beautiful of a profession it is, nursing can still be very traumatic, it can be very toxic, and it can be very tiring. So in order to prevent nurse burnout, compassion fatigue, and to prevent your personal life being impacted by your professional life as a nurse, it's important to consciously detox from these toxic ass shifts. But I personally think it's important to kind of do this after every shift, but especially those ones that like where you end up leaving work shook, like you're like, what just happened to me? So let's get into it. Let's do a quick Google search, and we're going to see that nurse burnout is a state of mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion caused by sustained work-related stressors such as long hours, the pressure of quick decision making, and the strain of caring for patients who have poor outcomes. We all know nurses who have been burnt out or who are burnt out. Like, let's be real here. Nurse burnout is a real thing in this profession. And I think part of it is because there's not enough debriefing, there's not enough focus on practicing radical self-love and detox after these traumatic shifts. There's a lot more that goes into it, but I think this is really important. Another term we're going to Google is compassion fatigue, which is a condition characterized by emotional, physical exhaustion leading to diminished ability to empathize or feel compassion for others, often described as negative cost of caring. It is sometimes referred to as secondary traumatic stress. And we all know that one nurse who has had it. Like, she's not compassionate towards her patients, she's not compassionate towards her coworkers, and she's probably not compassionate to herself. This is a true cost of being a nurse if you're not very conscious and considerate of the impact it's having on you on a personal level. So I think we have to really consider that it's important time for us to practice self-love and self-care and empathy towards our neighbors, because as a society we're just going through so much together. Like, if you think of just the past 2 years, we're talking about a pandemic, social justice issues, we're talking about inflation, where some people are really concerned if they are going to be able to pay for the roof over their head. They're concerned if they're going to be able to pay for gas to get to work to feed their children. We're also dealing with a lot of political tensions globally. There's just a lot going on. Mass shootings. There's a lot. So we're taking those stressors that we're dealing with as a society, and then we're also going into the stressful ass job. It's really important to focus on our mental and emotional health, because we all know, and like I've already said, nursing can be traumatic and toxic as hell. So let's do this. So before we get into the complete steps of how to detox, I want to kind of mention, and you might ask, what contributes to a toxic shift? Well, I have some examples. There's a lot that can contribute to a toxic shift, but let's just say lack of support and help. And that could be in the form of poor staffing, ridiculous nurse to patient ratios, traumatic codes, unexpected patient deaths, rude doctors, rude mid-levels, miserable preceptors, rude coworkers, detached management, patients who want to fight you. Patients who literally want to put hands and feet on you. Let's talk about family who want to fight you and literally want to put hands and feet on you. I literally had a patient's boyfriend want to fight nurses because he wanted to get up to her even though he was banned for bringing her heroin the day before. So, you know what I mean? We have patients who are on 5250 holds who are trying to escape and literally want to put hands and feet on you and fight you. So as we know, it can be a lot. So let's say your shift is over and you're like, what the hell just happened to me? Like, what was that? You're like shook. You leave work and you're like, do I even want to go back there? Do I want to work on that unit anymore? Do I want to work with those people anymore? Do I even want to be a nurse anymore? I'm definitely not working with that patient. I'm definitely not dealing with them with the families there. Those are things that make you really start to have this feeling of anxiety and depression and fear, maybe even anger. So what we're going to do, you guys know I keep all my notes on my phone, so if I keep looking down, it's because I want to stay on topic so I don't rant. Is what I like to do, because I work night shift, I like to come home and just get in the shower. Just like a hot shower, it's steamy, and I just focus on deep breaths. I just take a ton of deep breaths, like breathing in and just like releasing the bullshit, right? Like just breathe in and release. And then I also like to pray. I'm religious, so I like to pray. I like to give it to God and let him take it wherever he needs to put it. And then if you're not religious, you might just like to meditate. You might like to just, tune in and zone out and just whatever higher power you might believe in or not believe in. Meditation is great. You can even play some music while you're in the shower that helps relax you, and just focus on those deep breaths. Because I work night shifts, after that I would normally sleep, but keep in mind that screaming and crying are great forms of great ways of physically releasing stress. So if you want, you could go lay down, put your face in a pillow and scream. But I would also say be mindful of your neighbors, because you don't want the police showing up at your door thinking you had a mental breakdown. So screaming is very healthy and can be very therapeutic, same as crying. But if you are going to scream and there are people around, like your loved ones, you might want to let them know what's going on, because that can be traumatic for them if they don't know what you're doing. But there is such thing as scream and cry therapy. Working out is another great way to really release a lot of pent-up negative energy. It helps with anxiety. Whether you want to go on a run, you could, if you want to do it in your house, you could lay out your yoga mat. You could put on YouTube and do a yoga session at home. You could take a soul cycle class. Whatever you have to do, take a walk to move your body. It is proven, and we all know, to help reduce stress and elevate your mood. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied there. So move your body. Or you could even plan a day to really spoil yourself, really spend some time with yourself, whether it's getting your nails done, getting a massage, getting a facial, which I love facials. I don't really like getting my nails done. It's not very therapeutic to me, but I love a facial. I love a good massage. You could take yourself to a movie. You could go to a nice brunch. You could really go to the grocery store and pick out some great ingredients and make your favorite meal with a nice bottle of wine. Those are ways to really spoil yourself and focus on, that's the point of this. Like, now you've left work. The shift was a shit show, but you get to hang up your stethoscope, take off your clogs, enter real life. And these are the things that make you happy, the things that bring a smile to your face, and again, surrounding yourself with the people that love you and appreciate you. So speaking of that, you might want to call your best friend, tell them about the shift. Call your mom, your dad, your fiance, your husband, and laugh, cry, rant with them, because sometimes that can be a great way to alleviate that tension and also be reassured. They can say, hey, you're an amazing nurse, and you know that. You did a great job advocating for your patient. You did a great job handling that person, even though they were unprofessional to you. You handled them with grace. At the end of the day, your patients are okay, and you did everything you could. You controlled everything you could control, and even the things you couldn't control, you did a great job with. So sometimes it's important to tune into the people that love and care for you, who can see things from a different perspective, because we're always harder on ourselves. So if you want, you can lean on the people that love and care for you to support you through that time, Or if you're more like me and you like to process things on your own before you kind of share and talk through things, that's okay too. And leading into the next point is to disconnect. Some people find it very therapeutic to just kind of turn off your phone, put it on airplane mode, detach from social media, don't text, don't call. Just really take the time to kind of reflect and really think about that shift and what happened, what went well, what went wrong, what you controlled, what you couldn't control, and how that could be better handled in the future. And you can also disconnect through journaling. I like to use the 5-minute journal because it kind of forces you to stay on a positive note rather than writing down everything that went wrong and how everything is so bad in your life, focusing on all the things that are good. Not in a toxic way, but just in a positive way. And some people disconnect by just watching TV, zoning into social media, watching movies, and that's okay too. Whatever you have to do. This is all about finding balance and grounding, so everyone's different. So this is my next one. But I also want to say another way of disconnecting is you could run a nice bubble bath, light some candles, play some music. Those are just some ideas. But the next thing is, I'm going to say, let's say you've got off of work, you've taken the shower, you've prayed, you've screamed, you've cried, you've done some yoga, you ran 3 miles, you did your squats, you planned a great day where you got your nails done, you got a massage, you hung out with your friends, you cried with your mom, you laughed with your husband or wife, and you've just done all the things, you've disconnected, and you still feel off. Like that shift really shook you, like you still feel off. That's when I'm gonna say, and let's say you have a shift planned for the next day, I would say you need to call off. And I know some people will be like, well, if the hospital's already short, it's really gonna screw over everyone else if you call off. But the thing is, you have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to run yourself to the ground and there'll be no one to take care of you. It's really important to put your mental and your emotional health first. And if you're not at your best, you're not going to be able to take care of your patients to the best of your abilities. And that will affect you eventually, because it's going to affect your license in this patient. You do no one a service by showing up to work full of anxiety, scared, angry, depressed. You have to take care of yourself. I just can't emphasize that enough. If you need to call out for a mental health day, there's no shame in that. There's absolutely no shame in that. And so let's say you've called off, you've done all the things, and you still feel off balance, and it's not getting better, then this is when I would say it would be important to seek professional help. And again, there's no shame in that. I think it's actually a little bit stranger to go through so much trauma and toxicity and not kind of have someone as a soundboard to talk things over with. So you can even do this from the comfort of your own home now. It's important, if it is work related, to find someone who specializes in nurse burnout and compassion fatigue. Especially after the pandemic, there are a lot of people who are now specialized in those areas and could really help you process everything you're going through at work. And after you've sought therapy and you've done all the things and you realize, okay, it's something more than just what therapy can fix. I'm being bullied on the floor. The ratio's always stuck at work, or the patient load is too much, or I keep getting this patient who's aggressive with me. That's where you talk to your management, because you need to be honest and you need to say, hey, I feel bullied on the floor, which is completely ridiculous. This is supposed to be a caring profession, so I don't really get the nurses who take great care of their patients but then bully their coworkers. To me, like, that's clown behavior. Like, are you that miserable in your life where you're now coming to work to bully people? It's insane. So definitely go to your management on that one. If you really feel like there needs to be a change of the culture or how things are done on your floor, it's a great way to start by going to your management. My camera just cut off, so I don't know why it's always cutting off. But I will say, take care of yourself. But these are ways of detoxing from a toxic shift, and I hope this is helpful. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.